Kittery is a town in York County, Maine, United States. Home to the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard on Seaveys Island, Kittery includes Badger's Island, the seaside district of Kittery Point, and part of the Isles of Shoals. The town is a tourist destination known for its many outlet stores. Kittery is part of the Portland-South Portland-Biddeford, Maine Metropolitan Statistical Area. The town's population was 9,490 at the 2010 census. History. English settlement around the natural harbour of the Piscataqua River estuary began about 1623. By 1632 it was protected by Fort William and Mary on today's New Hampshire side of the river. In 1689 defensive works that later became Fort McClary in Kittery Point were added on today's Maine side to the north. Kittery was incorporated in 1647, staking a claim as the oldest incorporated town in Maine. It was named after the birthplace of a founder, Alexander Shapely, from his manor of Kittery Court at Kingswear in Devon, England. Shapely arrived in 1635 aboard the ship Benediction, which he co-owned with another prominent settler, Captain Francis Champenoun, a cousin of Sir Ferdinando Gorges, Lord Proprietor of Maine. Together with the Pepperell family, they established fisheries offshore at the Isles of Shoals, where fish were caught, salted, and exported back to Europe. Other pioneers were hunters, trappers, and workers of the region's abundant timber. The settlement at the mouth of the Piscataqua River was protected by Fort McClary. Thomas Spencer, Esquire, immigrant from Gloucestershire, England, is also a notable settler of Kittery with his wife Patience Chadbourne. Their story is included in The Maine Spencers, A History and Genealogy, with mention of many associated families. Kittery originally extended from the Atlantic Ocean inland up the Salmon Falls River, including the present-day towns of Elliott, South Berwick, Berwick and North Berwick. Located opposite Portsmouth, New Hampshire, the town developed into a center for trade and shipbuilding. After the death of Gorges, Maine in 1652 became part of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Francis Small was a pioneer resident of Kittery, and operated a trading post near the confluence of the Ossipee River and Saco River. Here major Indian trails converged: the Socokeys Trail, the Ossipee Trail, and the Pequawket Trail, a location conducive towards lucrative fur trade with Indians, but also with risks of living isolated in the wilderness. Small became the largest property owner in the history of Maine, and became known as the Great Landowner. In 1663, John Jocelyn Wood Wright. Towns there are not many in this province. Kittery, situated not far from Piscataqua, is the most populous. In 1705, during Queen Anne's War, tribes of the Wabanaki Confederacy raided the town, killing 6 citizens and taking 5 prisoners. During the Revolution, the first vessels of the U.S. Navy were constructed on Badger's Island, including the 1777 US Ranger commanded by John Paul Jones. The Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, the nation's first federal Navy yard, was established in 1800 on Fernald's Island. It connects to the mainland by 2 bridges. The facility rebuilt the US Constitution, and built the Civil War US Kearsarge. Seaveys Island was annexed and became site of the now-defunct Portsmouth Naval Prison. Kittery has some fine early architecture, including the Sir William Pepperell House, built in 1733, and the Lady Pepperell House, built in 1760. The John Bray House, built in 1662, is believed to be the oldest surviving house in Maine. Located at the John Paul Jones State Historic Site on US 1 is the Maine Sailors and Soldiers Memorial by Bashka Pave. Further northeast up the road, the town has developed factory outlet shopping, very popular with tourists. Kittery Point is home to Sea Point Beach and Fort Foster Park, originally a harbor defense. In 1905, the Treaty of Portsmouth, formally ending the Russo-Japanese War, was signed at the shipyard. In 1996, the movie Thinner, based on the 1984 Stephen King-penned novel Thinner, was filmed in Kittery. The Saturday morning cartoon Dino Squad is based in Kittery. Kittery Point. Pepperell House c. 1905. Government Street, c. 1910. Navy Yard Bridge c. 1908. Shipyard Dry Dock c. 1908. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 75.30 square miles, of which 17.78 square miles of it is land and 57.52 square miles is water. Situated beside the Gulf of Maine and Atlantic Ocean, Kittery is drained by Spruce Creek, Chauncey Creek and the Piscataqua River. The town is crossed by Interstate 95, U.S. Route 1, Maine State Route 101, Maine State Route 103, and Maine State Route 236. Demographics. See also Kittery, Maine and Kittery Point, Maine for village demographics 2010 census. As of the census of 2010, there were 9,490 people, 4,302 households, and 2,488 families residing in the town. The population density was 533.7 inhabitants per square mile. There were 4,942 housing units at an average density of 278.0 per square mile. The racial makeup of the town was 95.8% white, 0.9% African American, 0.1% Native American, 1.1% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 0.5% from other races, and 1.5% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.6% of the population. There were 4,302 households, of which 23.5% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 46.3% were married couples living together, 7.9% had a female householder with no husband present, 3.6% had a male householder with no wife present, and 42.2% were non-families. 32.8% of all households were made up of individuals and 12.6% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.17 and the average family size was 2.77. The median age in the town was 43.2 years. 18.2% of residents were under the age of 18, 7.8% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 26% were from 25 to 44, 30.3% were from 45 to 64, and 17.7% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the town was 48.3% male and 51.7% female. 2000 census. As of the census of 2000, there were 9,543 people, 4,078 households, and 2,528 families residing in the town. The population density was 535.5 people per square mile. There were 4,375 housing units at an average density of 245.5 per square mile. The racial makeup of the town was 95.98% white, 1.78% black or African American, 0.18% Native American, 0.65% Asian, 0.02% Pacific Islander, 0.45% from other races, and 0.94% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 1.50% of the population. There were 4,078 households, out of which 27.7% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 50.1% were married couples living together, 8.6% had a female householder with no husband present, and 38.0% were non-families. 29.4% of all households were made up of individuals, and 10.6% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.29 and the average family size was 2.86. In the town, the population was spread out, with 21.9% under the age of 18, 7.4% from 18 to 24, 30.7% from 25 to 44, 24.8% from 45 to 64, and 15.2% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 39 years. For every 100 females there were 94.8 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 92.1 males. The median income for a household in the town was $52,200, and the median income for a family was $53,343. Males had a median income of $37,096 versus $29,850 for females. The per capita income for the town was $24,153. About 5.7% of families and 7.6% of the population were below the poverty line, including 11.9% of those under age 18 and 6.6% of those age 65 or over. Sites of interest: Fort Foster Historic Site, Fort McCleary State Historic Site, the Kittery Outlets. Education: Kittery is home to Robert William Trape Academy, a formerly private, preparatory school which became public and town-run in 1967. Notable people: Jess Abbott, guitarist of the band Now. William Badger, master shipbuilder. Devon Bellivor, state representative. John Harley Bellamy, woodcarver, folk artist. George Berry, captain, shipbuilder. Dennis C. Blair, admiral. Scott Brown, senator from Massachusetts. Tunis Craven, naval officer. Shem Drown, metalworker, creator of Boston's grasshopper weather vane. Alicia T. Gardner, Wisconsin, politician, lawyer. William Dean Howells, writer, magazine editor. Sandy Jackson, Chicago City alderman. Kenneth F. Lamont, state legislator. Jeremiah O'Brien, naval officer. John O'Hurley, television actor. Sir William Pepperell, merchant, soldier. Randy Price, newscaster. Arthur Shawcross, serial killer. Hunt Slonim, artist. Francis Small, trader and landowner. Celia Thaxter, poet. John Truorgy, last proprietary governor of Newfoundland. Walter Wheeler, state representative. William Whipple, signer of the Declaration of Independence.